First take, I actually was going to put 3 balls, but why bother when that one goes in? Gosh, wouldn't you like to be making putts like that on a regular basis, 20 and 30 feet? You can be an absolutely amazing putter. There's no reason why you can't. Maybe you can't drive a ball 300 yards, but you can spend time on the putting green as every great instructor tells you to. Spend most of your time chipping and putting, and you will be that absolutely amazing golfer. Hi, and welcome. I'm Bob Kurtz, known as golf's Ironman, and not the world's greatest putter, but a pretty good one. But I'm going to share with you lessons from the Masters, 2 of the greatest putters of all time, and share their secrets. The first one is George Archer. Both of these are Masters champions. I'm going to dedicate this segment to George, who's such a good friend. He since has passed away. You recall he did win the Masters. He is recognized maybe as the greatest putter of all time, along with arguably Ben Crenshaw. We're going to hear from Ben and talk about Ben in just a minute. But I want to dedicate this to George Archer because what a fine gentleman in addition to being a great golfer. Strong Christian. His daughter Elizabeth went on to college, seminary, graduated, became an ordained minister. Thanks to George and Donna's influence and love and caring. I miss George Archer. We were good friends. We went to the tour Bible study together. Good man. George, we know where you are. And blessings, and this is for you. So what did we learn from Bantam Ben, the great putter that he is and was? Number 1, it's not about technique. Everybody's trying to figure out a way with whatever grip, reverse, overlap, separated hands, whatever it might be. What's comfortable for you, go with it. Secondly, it's not about how you putt. Crenshaw actually looks kind of stiff when he putts. He putts with his shoulders. It's like this. And so did George Archer quite a bit. It was more of a shoulder putt. But on the other hand, you've heard about Billy Casper, what a great putter he was. Arnold Palmer was a fabulous putter, and they were wristy. So it doesn't make that much difference what you do. You've got to be consistent. But Crenshaw said, are you ready? Number 1 thing is believe. Well, the number 1 thing in life, I think, is to be a believer in something bigger and greater than you are, and that we are here on this world and in this life for a purpose. But he wasn't talking theologically or that. He was talking about believing in your putting and believing you can make that. You've got to see it go in the hole. You've got to believe it. You don't hit and hope, you're done. You've got to believe. You've got to see it go in the hole. Second thing is, remember what Larry the Cable Guy would always say with his key line, get her done, get her. Well, in golf and putting, it's get her there, get her there. You should hit the ball 14 inches past the hole. That's the absolutely perfect putt. And finally, it's all about release. Release, putting the putter head in the hole. Release, release, what's the Ironman talking about? Talking about like Steph Curry and those 3-pointers. Or how about Larry Bird? Remember years ago in the 3-point contest, the All-Star game, he just goes like this, the last ball, turns and doesn't even watch it. He knows it's in because he put his fingers into the bucket itself. That's a release in basketball. This is not a release in putting. No, it's a release maybe on your driver, but not on your putting. When we are talking about release, we're not talking about releasing the hands or the wrist. No, it's releasing the club face. In other words, you do not jab the ball. Jab it like that. I'm wristy, and sometimes I get in that practice of jabbing, and I've got to remember to put the club face in the hole. You just follow through, just put the club face in the hole. Nice and smooth, and it's a beautiful stroke. So, Larry Cable Guy will get her done. Larry Bird will release. Here we go. Easy peasy. First take, first putt, easy done. May your putting now, as you practice these principles, like your life, be absolutely amazing. Bantam Ben had won the Masters. He was playing in the Sammy Davis Jr. Greater Hartford Open. I was working for CBS, and Frank Cherkinian at that time. It's after Thursday's first round. He's finished. He's on the putting green, and he goes, "Hey, Bob." And he says, "You do anything this afternoon?" I go, "I don't think so." He says, "You want to go on a ride with me?" He says, "I'm driving over to Yale University." Yeah, I guess. Now, why would Ben Crenshaw want to go to Yale University? And he said, "Well," he says, "it's a C.B. McDonald golf course, Charles Blair McDonald." And I go, I'd never heard of Charles Blair McDonald back then, one of the first great American-born architects, and he wanted to see the course. We arrived there, and Ben Crenshaw did not make any announcements. He's the Masters champion, walks in the pro shop, and their jaws dropped. The assistant disappeared. Actually, he was going to go get the university president, who came a little bit later, presented both Crenshaw and me. Hey, I'm just a hanger-on, with a Yale University tie, Yale Bulldog on it, and everything, made us honorary Yale graduates or whatever. But what was most impressive about Ben Crenshaw was he had never been there, but he knew every hole. And he got on the green and putted, and he knew the break on every hole. A student of the game, a student of putting.